Esther Beasley, and I'm the local coordinator for Child Evangelism Fellowship of Omaha. Our mission is to work alongside the local church to evangelize children, disciple them in the Word of God, and establish them in a Bible-believing church. It is incredible to be a part of what God is doing in the lives of children who don't get to go to church. Our annual Reach a Child, Change a Story fundraising dinner was scheduled for next week. Due to the current crisis around the world, we are having to postpone this dinner until October 23rd. I wanted to thank everyone who gave to support this event and our ministry, especially our sponsors, the Bill Black Team, Homebound Coffee, and Arby's in Elkhorn. Several other churches also sponsored tables, and we are so thankful. I know many of you were planning to attend, so I wanted to give you an update on what God is doing. God is at work in so many ways, but my favorite way is through the Good News Club program. Each week, hundreds of kids get to attend Good News Club in public schools. These clubs are sponsored by a local church. CEF trains these teams and equips them to lead. I have the opportunity to teach in one of these clubs. Kids are being discipled. This winter, we studied the life of Queen Esther. Kids were challenged to trust that God is in control even when we don't see, and instructed on how to talk to God about their problems. One specific day at the end of the lesson, we gave each kid a piece of paper, and they were told to write down a hard situation that they were facing. This was some of the situations they wrote down. When my dad and his girlfriends fight and yell. I might be bisexual. When I get bad grades and my parents yell at me. I don't get to see my dad because he lives in Lincoln. Being bullied and people cussing me out. Or even I might get the coronavirus. My heart was shattered as I saw what was written on these papers. I was again reminded of the urgency of our mission. Kids need to know that they can talk to God about the hard times they face and that He is in control. After the kids wrote down these things, we had 30 seconds of just quiet prayer. The room was silent. I don't know what those kids said to Jesus, but I know that in that moment, kids were talking to God about the problems that they face. This is just one example of how kids in Good News Club are being discipled. All over Omaha, kids are making the decision to believe in Jesus for the first time. In January, one of our church partners informed us that 2 kids and their dad who had been attending their Good News Club began attending their church. I can't help but imagine what God could do if more churches decided that the school down the street is really a mission field. Our desire is to serve the local church and empower them to reach unchurched kids in their community. What if individuals decided to invest their money so that more kids could be reached? Our vision is to be in a position to reach every child in the Omaha Metro with the gospel. CEF has a goal to launch Good News Club in 40 schools by 2022. That means doubling our current number of schools. In order to make this happen, we need 20 new churches. We need people who can support this work. Will you pray with us that God makes this goal become a reality? Since the fundraising dinner had to be postponed, we do have a need for funds immediately. You can give at cefofomaha.org or by mailing a check to our office. When you give, just put fundraising dinner in the memo line. And please consider joining us on October 23rd. Thank you all so much for your support. We're so excited for what God is doing here in our city. And thank you for the prayers, the money, and the time that you invest to make this possible.